Hey there YouTube, Superbrain AK here, and well, I've got all my meters out to play with. Just a quick note, I've got my speakers on playing some music from YouTube. Then Griffin Scorpio. And I've just got my playlist here of new. What do you think of me playing music during the background? Too loud, too quiet? My roommate's got talk radio on, so you don't want to hear that in the background, so figured try this out. So anyway, I've got all my meters connected up to some AC terminal or distribution bars, just so I can connect everything in parallel. And the meters I have: Radio Shack 29 range, and I have a Centech 61593. This is like the Harbor Freight expensive model. And then I have my newer TackLife with the current shunt, or the clamp. Yeah, clamp. Then I've got this one, which is actually quite old. It's the Mastech MY-65, which is like all through-hole component. Basically, this one I bought for myself a long time ago. This one and this one were given to me from my grandfather. And we've got this guy over here, which is the IMAX B6 Mini by SkyRC, which I am thoroughly disappointed with. Thoroughly. I have upgraded the firmware, but I haven't done the 6-cell calibration. And the problem is I am actually getting a refund, but I do have to send it back. But the current is like 50 milliamps off, and at 6 amps it's 300 milliamps off. Yeah. So that's pretty terrible. I got 6 amp hours out of it, 5.8 amp hour pack. Yeah. And I've got this wire coming up to 150 watt load. I also have this wire coming up to my 30V5A DP30V5A, and you might notice here's the negative is only connected because I have the positive and negative coming from my DPS 3012, which is supplying the power. Now the problem with these DPS meters, I'll say, is that, well, the current has to flow through the negative and back to the power supply. So if I short the negative of this one to the positive of this one, current is not flowing through there. Current has a direct path without this never knowing that there's any current flow. So that's the problem with these, so do be careful. That's why positive current shunting is actually a very good idea. Because, well, ground, that's your negative supply. Anyway, so currently these guys have all actually, looks like pretty good calibration. And I noticed this was the yellow meter that I had, and that's the red meter that I had connected to my car when I was testing the inverter. This guy was a little bit low, so this one was actually pretty good. So I might need to retweak the math on that. But anyway, let's take these out of the 220 volt range, or out of the 2 volt range. Bring up the voltage. Let's go to 7 volts, 7.01, 7.00, 7.01, 7.01, 7.01, 7.01, 7.014. This guy is like my best meter because it actually has an extra digit. And 0.02 volts off. Let's go to the top of the range, 19.8, 0.81, 0.79. This guy's a little bit weird at this range, not sure why. 19.8, 19.8, 19.8, 19.8, and 19.78. Oh shush. So, let's show you how to calibrate these guys. So I'm going to turn off the power there. Watch the capacitors discharge. And we'll turn them all off since we don't need them. So how do you calibrate the Radio Shack 29 range? Well, let's open it up. Alright, here it is opening up. Current shunt, and it's got this little sense wire to make sure to know when the lead is plugged into the high current range because it automatically flips. And it will also warn you that you're shorted out if you go to volt range. But anyway, up here, you've got two pots, ACV, DCV. So that's the AC voltage, that's the DC voltage. And this one's quite annoying because you have to pull the whole back off, which obviously includes the battery holders. So you can't have it on and measuring the voltage. So anyway, that's that meter. Let's go on to the Centech. Alright, here's the Centech opened up. Pretty short current shunt. And it's a bit more complicated in here. A lot of surface mount. And you might notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 potentiometers. And the easiest way is, without completely breaking the calibration, is to take a resistor with some probes and see, basically touch onto the middle and one of the sides to check whether or not that is the one for the voltage. So it's actually on this one, it's this one right here, which changes the reference pretty much. It's kind of a standard one to change. Hey! Battery's done. So, it's actually this one which changes the reference for the voltage, milliamps, and DC amps. So let's go on to the TackLife. I cheated a little bit. So, this one I took apart, and it's actually quite complicated. I did actually fix this random wire that just goes up. Maybe this is the non-contact voltage chip. It just has a wire running up. I think this is the ribbon for the whatever. And it has little springs which touch on there. So I just shoved some pieces of metal in and collected alligator clips, turned it around while the voltage was on, and changed the potentiometer. There is one right here, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, same amount. Anyway, I made a little bit of an educated guess. Wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's right, that's all of them. And it's actually the closest one to the microcontroller, which is this one down here. So yeah. Let's go on to the MY-65. This guy actually requires taking the whole board out, because the back comes off, then the board comes out of the front. Anyway, you see this guy's got quite a lot of through-hole components. And it has 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's a 10-turn pot. Well, I guess you can probably guess. The reference is that 10-turn pot. So, that's how you calibrate that one. Now, I'm not really... I'll probably make a separate video about this guy. And there's no way to calibrate these other guys. There might be when you like first turn this guy on, but he seems to be in pretty good calibration. Not sure about those two, but you can, I've heard, flash custom firmware to them. That might be a future project. Anyway, thanks for watching. And I'm about to jump on the live stream from Average Joe. Check him out. He's cool. Bye.